real good opponent here. Got a lot of respect for what Coach Reed has done. Spagnuolo, man, outstanding defensive coordinator. They've been intact. That staff, these players have been intact for a long time. They got a really good system. They're good at it. They've evolved, to the point now where they've kind of seen everything. They kind of do everything. They're very good at it, very disciplined. Offense starts with the quarterback, man. They got speed on the perimeter. This back is a violent runner, and he's got juice. This is a good offensive line. And then defense, they got 95 there in the middle. He's disruptive. I think Bolton's an outstanding linebacker, key diagnose. He's all over the field, smart as hell. McDuffie's a good player. Cook's a good safety. I mean, they got a number of guys. 56 can get on you. So it's a big challenge. Special teams, they play hard, man. They play fast over there. So we got our work cut out for us out at Arrowhead. Great environment. Sunday night, against a champion. This is this big-time opponent. These guys know how to win. And so, man, we're looking forward to this. This is another one of those. This is why you do it. This is why you're in it. And, man, we love this stuff. So, but it all starts today, right? Questions?
Coach, you guys were still kind of building your identity when y'all went out there in 2023 and played at Arrowhead. What did you take from that experience as you guys were becoming this team that you are now, being out there and getting that win that first week?
Well, the first thing I know, you go back and watch that game, is you could tell it was the first game of the season. It was, there was a number of things, and they would probably say the same thing too. It was there was a lot of things that, boy, you wish you would have done better, But at the end of the day, man, we hung in there and we really played. We talked about it. Great complementary football. That's what won us a game between special teams, offense, defense. We all, when we needed it most, each unit picked up the slack, and we were able to hold on there and pull out a big win. So, that was big. I felt like that kind of kicked our season off. Guys really believed we could go out there and win and played their tails off. So, that was good, but that was also 2 years ago. So,
And when you look at the way Hutch is playing right now, 4 straight games with a sack, he's top 3 in pressures and sacks and quarterback hits and the whole bit. But when you watch the tape of how teams play him, just how important is he and what he does to your defense?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I can really put a value on that because I don't know if there's a big enough number. I mean, he's extremely valuable. The number of things that he's able to do for us and in the run and the pass game, man, it takes up. He pulls a lot of slack, man. You talk about pulling your weight. He pulls his weight and then some. And he requires a lot of resources offensively, which helps everybody else out. And, guys like him, he's in that rare world of, man, you don't get the easy way out, man. Like, he's got to beat the nudges, he's got to beat the back chip, then the tackle's on him. Or he's got to beat the nudge, sometimes the back, the tackle, and the slides coming to him with a guard also. So sometimes you may have to beat 3, sometimes 4. But if that's the case, somebody else is winning. They got to win. So what he does is not easy, and I go back to this, man. He's a complete football player. He does it all, and he's disruptive. He's violent. He's high motor. He's crafty. He's explosive. He's tough. He's competitive, and he does it all. Does it all.
Speaking of Hutchinson, there was a report a couple weeks ago that you guys had reached out to the league. A report from ESPN that you reached out to the league regarding cut blocks.
That's bogus. That's a bogus report. I don't know where that came from. Nobody from here ever did that. That's bull.
Okay. I was just curious if you saw any difference.
No.
No,
man.
Okay.
Nope. Game's played a certain way. That's the way it goes, man. It doesn't matter whether we're doing it or somebody else is doing it to our guys. We know that, and we play accordingly.
Two cornerback questions. Just it sounded like you guys got good news on Terrion. Is that true? And how soon could he be back?
Well, I mean, it sounds like we got a different report, right? There's a second opinion that came in, and so now it's okay. Let's see if we can strengthen a little bit, get a little bit of inflammation out. I don't know how long that's going to be, though. So I still may kind of go back to he may be out a while. So, but yeah, I mean, the second opinion came back, and it sounds like it could be promising, but that's no guarantee either. So we're kind of in this wait and see, and we'll hold off here a little bit and just see where he goes.
Surgery for now, at least.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to say it. Yeah.
Question. Amik, I mean, he's sort of been a staple here for you for the last, season and a half, I guess, really since last year, the guy at that position that's always been out there. What sort of, value is that, comfort does that give you, knowing that this guy, whether he's inside or outside, is always going to be there for you?
Well, he's a man. He's more than a security blanket. Like, this guy is. It's one of the reasons why we wanted to get him here as a free agent, because he's so feisty and competitive. One of the things he really majors in is man coverage. And he's a sticky cover guy, very confident. He's got great hips, movement skills, and he's got ball skills. So, we are completely comfortable with him playing outside and playing in the slot. Man, he's another guy. Thank goodness we got him, because we don't feel like there's a drop off with Meek. He's gonna go out there and compete. Man, we're not worried about him.
Just with the uncertainty with Taylor right now, if he were to miss extended time, would you consider moving Panay to the left side, or do you not differentiate the value between those two tackle positions?
What we've talked about it, and I think a lot of times what happens was Sol could easily go over there. He'd want reps, he'd want reps for the week. Just let me get a few reps. But he'd go over there and handle it just fine. It's really more about if it's not Decker, the other guys, and where are they most comfortable. And then Sol, by default, will go away from that because he can do it all. So we've talked about it. I don't want to say that's off the table, but that's probably not the first thought, being honest with you.
Wanted to ask you about the Mekhi Wingo's been inactive a couple of games. What are you looking to see from him to potentially get back in the mix there for the defensive line?
Well, look, it was good to get him in there for a game. And then we just felt like, hey, man, let's give this guy some more time. Just to get his legs under him, get him a little more seasoned. I mean, he'd only had really a week of practice, if that, coming off of that. He had no training camp. But we do feel like, man, he's getting better and better every week. Look, we like where he's at, and we're fortunate. We got pretty good depth in that room right now. Brad's done an unbelievable job. And we got some length, we got size, we got a little speed, we got some versatility. So I'm glad he's here, but it's not of his own doing. It's like any of the rest of the guys, man. You just keep working, and our eyes are always open in practice. I watch those all the time. I watch both sides of the ball. I'm looking at the scout team, and those you can earn your right to get back up just by the way you practice.
Chiefs.
Their receiving core has tremendous speed. I think 3 guys with reported 4.3 40s. When you have that kind of speed that you're facing, what are maybe some of the added challenges defensively?
Well, this goes back to you can do everything right. You can be disciplined, man. You can play the coverage. You can we'll top some of this stuff. We'll be disruptive on the releases, and then all of a sudden, man, you missed on one. You missed, or you didn't quite get to your landmark in the back end, and all of a sudden, man, there's 60 right over the top of your head. Or you get a catch and run, we miss a tackle, and they're through it. The good news is our defense is face speed. They got a full dose of that in spring and training camp with J-Mo and Leaf. So. And Lovett's not a slouch either. So we got some juice here too, and our guys have seen that and had to face it. But you got to be on point. You got to be on point, because when you have that kind of explosiveness, it only takes one play, and all of a sudden they got 7 out of it.
Sort of ties into that, but Kansas City was known as this explosive, super high scoring offense for a number of years. And of late, their offense hasn't been quite that. They're still winning a ton of games. Have they evolved, or are they doing different things offensively? Did they refine themselves here the last couple of weeks when they put up 30?
Yeah, I think a lot of they're no different than anybody else, and it's like us, quite frankly. You're still you're tweaking things, man. You're still trying to figure yourself out a little bit, and even though they're as good as they've been, and they've got that quarterback and the coaching staff and those players, and they still got Kelsey over there who can get open, man, and he's a third down weapon for them. It's you're still trying to figure out collectively where do you hang your hat and what are you really good at and what can guys really do and excel at. And so I think that's where they're at, no different than us, man. What can we really get a little bit better at? And I think you're seeing a couple of little tweaks every week as to what they want to be and where they're going. And even though it didn't work out for them the other night, they put up some yards now. I mean, they were able to move the football. They just had a couple of critical errors at the wrong time, and it cost them. But as far as the potency they have, it's there. And so I think to me, they're getting better every week. I see a team that's getting better every week. And so, we got to be ready, man. I mean, this is the same team that I remember. They're just tweaking a couple of things.
For the quarterback situation the way it is, I mean, do you have to consider adjusting the blitz strategy? And can you create, different looks, with maybe simulated pressures and that kind of thing?
I mean, you got to – look, you got to do a number of things with him. First of all, he can smell a rat from a mile away. So if you're going to disguise, boy, it better be, worthy of a Grammy, because this guy sees it all and he smells immediately. He can alter protections. He can get to different things in the pass game. So I think you got to do a number of different things. But you got to be careful that you don't want to become something you're not either. You got to still hang your hat on what you do well. And so that's always going to be the challenge. Because 15, man, I mean, there's clip after clip of it. Looks like they closed it down on him. They've got him. The lane's not there. And all of a sudden, man, he skipped out of one. And he's going to the ground. He flicks it through two defenders. I mean, that's him. And he's always that type of player. He's dangerous. So I always say there's somebody like him, man, you think you got a blind shot on him, you're running free, he knows you're there. So he's going to get ready to spin out, he's going to duck, he's going to dip, he's going to dart. Don't ever leave your feet. Don't ever jump in the air he's going to pump. You have to just continue to keep a base, run at him, close the distance, and wrap him up because this guy's, he's as elusive as there is in our game.